Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Amagyanatimirandhanam. Amagyanatimirandhasya Gyananjanasalakaya Chakranimuletam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jana Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati So Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalam Shri Guran Vaishnavanam Cham Nirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Shiragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Litam Sri Visakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vundavane Shri Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripi Vancha Kalpatrivasya Kurpa Sindhu Vaivaccha Pratikana Bhavanabhya Vaishnavya Namo Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasata Desa Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, today is very auspicious Ekadasi day. So let us hear about the Krishna Katha, Hari Katha. Today we will discuss about the first verse of Mukunda-mālā. First verse of Mukunda-mālā by King Kulasekhara. So King Kulasekhara is a very devoted, very exalted king. Very exalted king, and he has prayed a compendium of verses in glorification of the Lord, which is like a garland, Mukunda-mālā. See, Mukunda means Mukti, Ananda. So those who bestower of Mukti, he is called Mukunda. So Mukunda-mālā is Krishna. So for the glorification of the Krishna, the great devotees of the Lord, Kulasekhara king, he's a king. Although he's a king, he's very much exalted devotees. And he has prayed a very beautiful verses in glorification of the Lord. We will discuss on this. The first verse is like Mukunda-mālā 1. We will discuss today. Today is very Ekadasi, and Ekadasi is called Madhava-tithi. Madhava-tithi means is very dear to the Krishna. Very dear to the Krishna. And how to become a dear to the Krishna? When we glorification of the Lord, Jiva Goswami say, to come to become dear to the Lord means you should glorify. Because bhaktya tutasya bhagavan. Krishna say also, idam paramam guhyam madabhaktitu abhidisyati. Anybody who preaches the glories of the Lord, the instruction of the Lord, he is very dear. So this is Madhava-tithi, means the day is completely dedicated to the Krishna. And very auspicious day. And on this auspicious day, one must hear and chant the glories of the Lord. Every day one should, but particularly Ekadasi day is very auspicious. So the first verse of Mukunda-mālā, śrī-vallabheti vara-deti dayā-paretibhakta-priyeti bhava-luṇṭhana-kovideti Nātheti nāga-śayaneti jagan-nivāsetyālāpinaṁ prati-dinaṁ kuru Mukunda. So this actually is a different meter is there. That is called Vasanta Tilak. Just like we are singing Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha, the same meter, śrī-vallabheti vara-deti dayā-pareti. This should be the same meter actually. Śrī-vallabha, or beloved of Lakshmi, the Supreme Lord concerned. Iti das. Varada means bestower of benediction. Dayā-para, or causelessly merciful one. iti thus Bhakta-priya, oh who are very dear to your devotee, iti thus Bhava, the repetition of birth and death, Luṇṭhana, in plundering, Kovida, oh who are expert, thus iti thus Nātha, O Lord, iti thus Nāga-śayana, O you who sleep on the serpent bed of the Anantasesa, iti thus Jagan-nivāsa, reset of the cosmos, iti thus Ālāpinaṁ, reciter, prati-dinaṁ, every day, kuru, please make Mam, me, Mukunda, O Mukunda. See, very nice verse translation. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has given the description, purport also on this verse. O Mukunda, my Lord, please let me become a constant reciter of your names, addressing you as a Śrī-vallabha. He who is very dear to Lakshmi. Varada, the bestower of benediction. Dayā-para, he who is causelessly merciful. Bhakta-priya, who is very dear to his devotee. Bhava-luṇṭhana-kovida, he who is expert at plundering the status quo of repeated birth and death. Nātha, the Supreme Lord. Jagan-nivāsa, the reset of the cosmos. And Naga-śayana, the Lord who lies down on the serpent bed. It's a beautiful purport. We will go through purport and we will discuss. A devotee of the Godhead is he who glorifies personality of Godhead under the dictation of the transcendental ecstasy. This ecstasy is the byproduct of profound love of Supreme, which itself attained by the process of glorification. This first thing is very important. So a devotee always, a Paramahansa devotee is Satatam Kirtanta Mama Jajantasya Diddhavata Namasyantasya Madhavakta Nityajutopasata. So Krishna say, what is the symptoms of a Mahatma? Symptoms of a pure devotee. Devotee is always glorifying. Always, Satatam, always glorifying. Because under the dictation of transcendental ecstasy, because he derived this transcendental ecstasy and he glorifies the Lord, just like King Kulasekara. So this is the symptoms of it. Satatam Kirtanti. In another verses it is stated that the devotee, the Paramahansa devotee, they are always glorifying the Lord. Paramahansa devotee who have accepted the essence of life are attached to the Krishna in the core of their heart, and he is the aim of their lives. It is their nature to talk only of Krishna at every moment, as if such topics were near and near. That is the thing. Devotee symptoms is they talk the same thing. It's not like Putana, no. They derive pleasure again and again, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord. He goes to Tota Gopinath and hears everyday Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit about Durba Charitra, Prahlad Charitra. Our Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Srila Prabhupada, he went to America, he was reading the Chaitanya Chaitamrita throughout his journey in a freighter. So, therefore, the nature to talk only for Krishna at every moment, as if such topics were near and near. Not that, oh, I have finished, I have completed my Bhagavatam, now it is done and dusted. No, that is not a symptoms of a neophyte. Neophyte say, oh, Bhagavatam, I don't want to hear again. Oh, Mukunda-mālā, I know. Oh, this Bhagavatam, I know. No. It's a nectar. Tabakathamrutam tapta jivanam kavibiriritam kalmasopan. So Tabakathamrutam tapta, your katha amrita is a nectar. More and more you study, more and more you go. Not that I have done and dusted. No, that is not a symptoms of pure devotee. Pure devotee always, they are attached to such topics just as a materialistic are attached to topics of women and sex. Just like a materialistic, very good analogy has been given. Materialistic person very attached to their talks, their peripheries, their jurisdiction, their scope of the talk is always about the woman and sex. But on the other hand, the pure devotee talks is, that is the symptoms. In the assembly of pure devotees, there is no politics, no video, no sociology, no nonsense. No, it is stated very nicely by Kulasekara, Rahugana. Jada to Rahugana. Yatra uttama sloka gunanubhadat prastiyate gramya katha vigataha. Gramya Katha, there is no Gramya Katha here. When the pure devotee mentioned, who are the pure devotee mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subject like politics, sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only on the qualities, form, pastime of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is praised and worshipped with full attention in the association of pure devotee, constantly hearing such topics respectfully. When a person who wants to merge into the existence of absolute truth abandons this idea, gradually become attached to the service of Vasudeva. That is the standard and symptoms of pure devotee. Neophytes, they have no taste at all. They have no taste. Prabhupada has written in later part of the purport that how a neophyte's materialistic person and neophyte devotee has no taste for hearing. That stagnated is their bhakti. Slow down their bhakti. So therefore, the pure devotee symptoms means they always hear and talk. They like to hear. They like to talk. They like to chant. Our Rupa Goswami is praying that I should have what is that verse? I should have millions of tongue so that I can chant. Tunde tanda viniratim vitanute tunda balilabdhaye kanna krodha kadambini gatayate karna buddhe vedyuspriyam jeta prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kirtim najane janita kriyabdri amrita kineti varana-doi. A very wonderful verse, very beautiful. I do not know how much nectar to syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When that name enters the whole of the years, we desire many, many millions of years. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of heart, it conquers the activity of the mind. Therefore, all the senses become enough. So the pure devotees always wanted millions of fear, millions of tongue to chant and hear. That is the symptoms of the pure devotee. Because they are in transcendental ecstasy. They always wanted to speak, wanted to hear. So much attached to hearing. Even Prithu Maharaj Prithu Maharaj also praying that I want millions of years, I want to hear about your glories. My dear Lord, therefore do not wish to benediction of merging into your existence. A benediction in which there is no existence of nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. I want the benediction of at least 1 million year. For those I may be able to hear about the glories of your lotus feet from the mouth of your pure devotee. So that is their ardent desire. That is the benediction they want from the Lord. No liberation, nothing. They want to hear the glory. They want to talk about them. Talk about the glories. Bodhoyanti parasparam kanthanta cha mama nitya jukta upasa. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, say, what is the symptoms of my devotee? He says that madachita madagata prana bodhoyanti parasparam kathayanta cha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. That is the devotee. That is Kulasekara, King Kulasekara. He wanted to talk, he wanted to hear, he wanted to pray. That is Ambrish Maharaj. Vaikuntha, what that? Savai Manaha Krishna, Bachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanavan. Constantly you want to chant, glorify. But it is regrettable that people are not interested to discuss about the Vaikuntha news. There's a beautiful verses. He say that it is very regrettable. In these verses, he say that it is very much regrettable that unfortunate people do not discuss the description of the Vaikuntha planet, but engage in the topics which are unworthy to hear, which bewilders one intelligence. Those who give up the topics of Vaikuntha, take the talk to the material world, are thrown into the darkest region of ignorance. There's so many verses condemned. Krishna is condemned these people, those who are not interested to hear and talk. The verse is there. Here Krishna is condemned. 3:30-19. There's a beautiful verses is there. Here it is Krishna is condemned. Such persons are condemned by the supreme order of the Lord because they are averse to the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are compared to the stool-eating hawks. They give up hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, indulge in hearing abominable activities of materialistic person. What is the use of this tongue? It says that the tongue is like a frog tongue, inviting death. The ear hole is like a snake hole, useless. This is stated. This is very nicely stated by Vasudeva. That what is the use of this tongue? Bile batur krama bikarmanahe nasinmanta karma pute narasya jivasati jiva asati daradurike vasuta. So here it is said that Jiva is asati, one who has not listened to the message about the prowess, marvelous act of personality of Godhead, has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord, is to be considered to possess the ear holes like the holes of snakes, and a tongue like a tongue of a frog. Particularly the tongue of hole of snakes. Snake hole, nobody goes and enter his hand. It's useless. Similarly, ear hole is useless without hearing Krishna Katha. Tongue is useless. Tongue is inviting death without talking about Krishna. By talking mundane things, inviting death. Savai, what is that? Ayur harati by punsam udyam astanchamis. Tasyati katitadyata uttama sloka. Only person who can not be dragged by death every day, because every moment we are reducing our life. But the person who is hearing, it is stated, who is hearing, he is not dragged by the death. Rather, he is dragged towards Krishna. Ayur harati by punsam udyam astanchanesu tasyate yat khananitya uttama sloka vartaya. Both by rising, by setting the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing the topics of all good personality of the Godhead. That is the lesson for all the materialistic and neophytes who are averse, who are not interested to discuss the topics. Prabhupada so many times given instruction that one should hear, discuss the subject matter. So let's go back to the verses where Kulasekara is praying. Prabhupada is writing very śrī-vallabheti vara-deti. So here Kulasekara is here Prabhupada has written that a devotee of Godhead is he who glorifies the personality of Godhead under the dictation of transcendental ecstasy. This ecstasy is a byproduct of profound love of the Supreme. One cannot chant, one cannot glorify, one cannot hear, because unless one develops the love for it, some taste, ruchi taste. Otherwise, nibitata seirupagiyamanan bhava-sudo sutamanamirav. Nirvita Trishna. Trishna means material hankering. Unless one is done and dusted with material hankering, material sense gratification, one cannot get the taste for glorifying the Lord. Because one has to attain some sort of love. Some sort of love for Krishna. Why then he will be glorifying? Supposing a person is glorifying somebody, unless he has love for it, degree may be changed. Kulasekara is highest, but a devotee should, under the dictation, under the guidance of the spiritual master, must glorify. First of all, must hear perfectly, scrutinizingly and profusely. Then only one can glorify the Lord. But it will automatically come when you develop the love. That is the symptoms. Bodhoyanti parasparam. This ecstasy is the byproduct of profound love for the Supreme Lord, in which itself attained by the process of glorification, and which is itself attained by the process of glorification. So how you can get this love of Godhead? By glorifying itself, by hearing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. You can develop the love, Adau Sada Sadhu Sangha. Bhajana Kriya. The Bhajana Kriya is Sravanam Kirtanam process. By the Sravanam Kirtanam process, only one develops the love of God. When you develop the love of God, it is automatically, he will be in transcendental ecstasy and will glorify the Lord. It is stated in this beautiful verses. See, Bhagavatam stated in these nice verses that Smaranta smaranta smarayantancha mitho ghogha haram harim bhaktya sanjayata bhaktya sanjataya bhakta vibhati upa utpulakam tanum utpulakam. Devotee of the Lord constantly discuss the glories of the personality of Godhead among themselves. Thus they constantly remember the Lord and remind one another of his qualities and pastimes. In this way, by their devotion to the principle of Bhakti Yoga, the devotee please the personality of Godhead, who takes away from them everything inauspicious. Being purified of all impediment, the devotee awaken pure love of Godhead. Thus, even within the world, the spiritualized body exhibits symptoms of transcendental ecstasy, such as the standing of the body hairs on the end. See, this is the thing. By discussing, one can get the pure love of Godhead, and it pleases the Supreme Lord when you discuss about Him. Hari Katha attracts Hari. Therefore, he says to Narada Muni, what is that? Naham tishtami vaikunthe yoginam hudesu ba tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti madhavakta. So I am not there in Vaikuntha. I am not there in the heart of the yogi. I am there when my discussion about my glories, name, fame, pastime is going on. I am in that place. I am present in this place. So that is the Harikatha attracts her. Satang prasangam mama veera samvinda. By this process only, hearing process and glorifying discussion process, one can easily say that easily one can get the love of God. As Prabhupada has mentioned, when a person hearing good association of satsanga, then the word of God, hitkanna rasana, when hearing it pleases the ear and placates one's heart. Tad josunad, when a person hears them, tad josunad aso pavarga vartamani. Sadha Ratir Bhakti. When one hears, gradually one develops Sadha, Rati, Bhakti, Asakti, Bhava. This is generated. See, then he comes to the point of developing the love of God. Therefore, Prabhupada is very, how brilliantly mentioned in the purport that how to develop the love of God. By developing love of God, the byproduct of love of God is transcendental ecstasy. And byproduct of transcendental ecstasy is always glorifying the Lord. And how to develop that love? By the process of glorifying. The process of glorifying. Slowly one can come to the stage of developing the love of God. In this age of quarrel and the fighting, the process of chanting glorification recommended here by King Kulasekara is the only way to attain perfection. That is very important. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam, Kalu Nasteva Nasteva Gatir. In Kali Yuga, chanting is very, very important. Therefore, it is said that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. In this age of quarrel, hypocrisy, only means of deliverance in chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. There is no other way. So there's so many verses in this regard also. You can see that here, that it say that Krishna mantra hoite habe sansara mochona Krishna nama hoite pabe Krishnera charana. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain the freedom from material existence. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. So in this age of Kali, nothing but chanting the holy name. Kalutad Hari Kirtana. Kali Yuga, no other process. Simply by Hari Kirtana, one can get everything. Kalutad Hari Kirtana. Kalu dasanidhiradhan asti ekam hadguna. Kirtana deva Krishna samukta sangha param. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of fault, there is still one good quality about this. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one can become free from material bondage, be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. So therefore, the Kulasekara is now praying that let me glorify you constantly, your name. So Prabhupada has written that in this age of Kali, there is the best way to attain perfection is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Person who are infected with disease of material attachment, who suffers from pangs of repeated birth and death, cannot relish the recitation of the Lord's glories. Just as a person suffering from jaundice cannot relish the taste of sugar candy. See, this is very important point. Although the chanting is the medicine, bhava-sudo, it's medicine in this age of Kali to stop the repetition of birth and death. But people, here it is analogy is given. A person suffering from jaundice cannot relish the sugar candy. Similarly, the person who is who is infected with disease of material attachment, he cannot have a taste. He cannot have a taste. This is stated by Nectar of Instruction. Rupa Goswami has stated this one very nicely. Rupa Goswami say that in these beautiful verses, Sat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapi Avidya Pito Patapta Rasayana Rasanasana Rochikam. So here the Rupa Goswami say in Upadeshamrita verse 7, the holy name, character, pastime, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like a sugar candy. Although tongue of one afflicted by jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting the sweet name every day, a natural release awaken within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. So here it is said that although Krishna Nam is very Nama Chintamani Krishna Sa Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Punya Suddha Nitya Mukta Abhinatta Nama Nami. Krishna name is so sweet, full of rasa. But person who is infected by avidya, means ignorance, due to material attachment, who is infected by material attachment due to ignorance, he cannot relish. For him, oh, I want Bollywood song, I want Shahrukh Khan, not Krishna name. So many names he likes, but he doesn't like Krishna name. Therefore, this beautifully prayer by Mukunda-mālā, there is a very nice, in this Mukunda-mālā also there is a very nice prayer is there. Asajam etadhi manusyalokim sudham parityada visam pimati namani narayana gochurani tatya anya vacha kuka patati. Anya vacha kuka patanti. It is said that the greatest wonder in human society is this: people are so incorrigible that they reject the life-giving nectar of Lord Narayana's names. Instead of drink the poison by speaking everything else. Speaking everything else. They like all names, but except Krishna name, Narayana. Although Narayana name is so powerful, so potent, tremendously potent, enormously potent, that it can stop this material existence. It bestows unlimited transcendental bliss, unlimited reward. But still, people reject, because it's a nectar. Nectar means it will bring us to it will stop our repetition of birth and death, obnoxious repetition of birth and death. Just like you take nectar, you become immortal. It's a nectar, Krishna Katha, Krishna name. But people are not interested. They're taking poison. All these abominable things. Magazine, this name, that name. But Krishna name they are not taking. Their wife name they are taking so much, but Krishna name they are not interested. So they are drinking poison by speaking everything else. So it's like a drinking poison. You are nearing to death by drinking. Just like you could take poison, what will happen? You will die. So this is also death. By speaking unnecessary thing, you are wasting your time. You are nearing to the death every moment. So therefore it is stated, and Lord Shiva also say in the same thing. Lord Shiva say very nicely in this verse. Lord Shiva also say that Maheshwara, no, there's a verse is there. Lord Shiva is saying 1063. Lord Shiva also said this exactly same thing, that how people are not interested in, I think 42. Lord Shiva says that, yes, this is the verse 42, not 24. That mortal who rejects you, his true self, dear most friend and Lord, for the sake of sense object, whose nature is just opposite, refuses nectar, instead consume poison. It's consuming poison and rejecting. Similarly, Prabhupada has mentioned in the purport of Rupa Goswami's instruction from the nectar of instruction, verse 7, that how people are not interested because they are afflicted, they are infected by the material attachment due to ignorance. But the medicine itself is the same, just like a jaundice patient. Although the sugar candy tastes like bitter, but medicine is the same medicine. By taking that medicine, slowly, slowly the bitterness will be transformed to the sweetness as we cure. Similarly, although the people have no taste for chanting and hearing, by chanting and hearing, they will develop the taste for chanting and hearing. That is whole Sanam. That is the essence of this instruction. Just as a person suffering from jaundice cannot relieve the taste of. By the nature, sugar candy is as sweet as anything. But as a patient suffering from jaundice, it tastes as a bitter as anything. Still, sugar candy is the best medicine for jaundice. By regular treatment, which does with doses of sugar candy, one can gradually get relief from the infection of jaundice. And when the patient is perfectly cured, the same sugar candy that tasted bitter, him regains its natural sweetness. See, same when you are cured, then you regain the regains its natural sweetness. Similarly, when you are purified from the material attachment, then we will release, the taste will come, just like Kulasekara. With ecstasy, he has got a taste. He is praying the Lord. He is offering wonderful prayers to the Supreme Lord. He got the taste. He released. He is in transcendental ecstasy. In the same way, glorification of the transcendental name, fame, attribute, pastime, entourage of personality of Godhead taste bitter to those who are suffering from infection of material consciousness. Material consciousness means forgetfulness of Krishna. Material consciousness means sense gratification. The aim of life is sense gratification. Material consciousness means forgetfulness of Krishna. But it is very sweet to those who have recovered from this infection. As soon as the infection, as soon as the material consciousness is purified, spiritualized or purified, becomes spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, then it tastes again sweet. The hearing and chanting, one will be mad after hearing and chanting. One will be intoxicated by the beverage of hearing and chanting. That is stated that the pure devotee symptoms, the very nice Rupa Goswami has spoken in the Nectar of Devotion in this verse. He says that the symptoms of pure devotee is that, very nice verse. Madaguna suti matrena mai sarva guhasaya manogati ravichinna jatha ganga hasa ambudahu. So here it is said that the manifestation of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name, qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's hearts. Just as the water of Ganges flows naturally down toward the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows toward the Supreme Lord. So that is the thing, that is the platform. When we are cured of the material consciousness, when you come to the platform of spiritual consciousness, when I attend the bhakti platform, that time the symptoms will happen. uninterrupted. Mind will be naturally attracted, just like a river Ganges flowing towards the ocean. Similarly, the mind will be attracted to hearing Krishna Katha. Why you are not interested? Because jaundice, spiritual disease, jaundice, nirvita trishna. We have got material infection, material hankering. I want to material desires. As long as we have got the desire, we will not develop the taste for that. All mundane philosopher, religionists, and people in general who are constantly suffering from the threefold misery of material existence can get freedom from all such trouble simply by chanting and glorifying the holy name of the name, fame, pastime of Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord, the absolute truth, is all spirit. Therefore, his name, fame, pastime are none different from him. All of them are identical. In other words, the holy name of the Lord is Lord himself. This can be understood by realization. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, which are innumerable, one can actually associate with Lord personally. By such constant personal touch with the all spiritual Lord, one will become spiritually self-realized. So this is very nice verse. It is stated that Prabhupada say that Krishna name and Krishna is non-different. Chaitanya, sorry, 17. Nama Chintamani. Nama Chintamani Krishnasya Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha 17.133. So why this verse is coming in this way? Nama Chintamani Krishnasya Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It's not coming Madhyaya. Anyway, Nama Chintamani Krishnasya Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So Lord name, form, entourage, everything is Lord is absolute, non-different. Nitya Siddha, Avinatva Nama Namina. So there is no difference between name, form, everything about the Lord. See here it says, Nama Chintamani Krishnasya Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddha Nitya Mukta Abhinatva Nama Namina. So the holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benediction, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna name is complete and it is the form of all transcendental mellow. It is not material name under any condition. It is not less powerful than Krishna himself. And the Krishna name is not contaminated by material quality. There is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because name of Krishna, Krishna himself identical. Golokore Premadhana Harinama Sankirtan. Golokore, it is imported from Goloka. It's not a material sound. So Lord has invested all his power, all his spiritual world in this name. All his potency, his name. And name is non-different from the Krishna. That is important. If you are chanting without knowing that Krishna name and Krishna is same, then your chanting has no value. So therefore, the Krishna name is very powerful. Therefore, Prabhupada is writing in the Mukunda-mālā purport that that when you chant the holy name of the Lord, one can constantly associate with the Lord, because Lord name and Lord is non-different. Constantly associate. And this is the way to get freedom from all such trouble, simply by chanting and glorifying. Srivanti Granti Grinanti Avikhyanaha. Srivanti is a very nice verse. There it says that Kunti Maharani is praying that. Srivanti Gayanti Grinanti Avikhyanaha Smaranti Nandanti Tavahitam Janaha Taeva Pasyanti Achirena Tabakam Bhava Prabha Upasampadam Ujam. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, and repeat your transcendental activity or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of bad. So one has to freedom from all the misery, they should chant holy name of the Lord. Simply by chanting, one can easily get out from this miserable life. One becomes spiritually self-realized. The process of self-realization is very suitable for the fallen soul of this age. When life is short, when people are slow in understanding the importance of spiritual realization and prone to be misled by false association, false spiritual master, unfortunate in every respect, continuously disturbed by the innumerable material problems. This verses is from the Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 10. In this age of Kali, particularly, symptoms of Kali is given. People are very much unfortunate, short-lived. So in this verse, he says that Prayana alpa ayusha sabhya kalau asmin juge janaha manda sumanda mataya manda bhagai upadruta. So he says that, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So therefore, is this particular age is very abominable age, very unfortunate age, but it has got a brilliant solution, the brilliant aspect. As I showed you this verse, what is the brilliant aspect? In this say that Kaler dosonidherajan asti eka mahan guna kirtanadeva krishnasya. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, mukta sangha param brajat, one can easily get liberation. In the next verse it say that kirtayad dhayote vishnum tataya jajate mokkhay dvapare paricharayan kalau tad hari kirtanat. Whatever the result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Tretya Yuga by performing sacrifice, Dwapara Yuga by serving Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So in this purport also, so many things are very nice verses are there. Thus, in the age of Kali, the practice of austerity, yoga, meditation, deity worship, sacrifice, so on, along with their various subsidiary functions, are not properly carried out, even by the most expert embodied soul. So Jiva Goswami has also cited the Chaturmasa Mahatma of Skanda Purana concerning the necessity of chanting Hare Krishna in this age. It is stated that in this way, the most perfect penance to be executed in this world is chanting the holy name of the Lord Sri Hari. Especially in the age of Kali, one can satisfy the Supreme Lord Vishnu by performing Sankirtan. In conclusion, the massive propaganda should be made all over the world to induce people to chant Hare Krishna mantra, by which human society can be rescued from the dangerous ocean of age of Kali. So how this chanting is very, very important. Therefore, Prabhupada has said that in this age of Kali, it is very important to chant, particularly in this age of Kali, it is mentioned. King Kulasekar, an ideal pure devotee of the Lord, shows us by his own realization how to offer prayer to the Lord. Since he is a Mahajana, an authority in the line of devotional service, it is our prime duty to follow his footsteps in order to achieve the highest devotional path. So they are called Mahajana. Mahajana yana gata sukanta. Our whole idea to follow the Mahajana, the great authority of this devotional life, because they have done it. So we should follow their path. Whatever the path they have advocated, we should follow, and we also get success. So therefore, we should follow the footstep of Kulasekara, how he is praying, how to offer the prayer to the Lord. We do not know how to offer. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us, Nadhanam Najanam Sundarim Kavitam Jagadisha Kamaya Mama Janmani Janmani Sore Bhavatad Bhakti Rahiti Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitama Visame Bhavam Vado Kurpayata Papada Pankaj Sita Duli Sadisram. So these are the prayers. They are teaching us how to offer prayers. We do not know how to pray. Therefore, one should learn. Even this Prahlad Maharaj also say that I am a Daita, he is humility. Daita, I do not know how to offer prayer to you. So we should learn. He first addresses the Lord as Śrī-vallabha, he who is very dear to Lakshmi. The Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In his concept, Lakshmi is a manifestation of his internal potency. Expanding his internal potency, the Lord enjoys his spiritual paraphernalia. The high spiritual realization, therefore, Lord is not impersonal void, as the empiric philosopher convince him to be. Very important verse. Ananda chinmaya rasapati tavistavi tavira vanijrupataya kalavi Goloki Bhunavasati Akhilatma Bhuttam Govindam Adi Purushantam. Ananda Chinmaras, he expand himself. Haladini Shakti, internal potency, Radharani Lakshmi, to enjoy because he is Anandamaya Bhasya. When Lord wants to enjoy, he expand. So therefore, Lord is not impersonal. That is a very important point. So Lord is not impersonal. Is personal because enjoyment cannot be done by yourself. We need two persons, the reciprocation of enjoyment. So Lord expand himself to enjoy. We are also expansion of the Lord, but we have forgot our duty to make Krishna happy, to satisfy the Krishna. Just like a finger, in finger forgot to satisfy the body, then finger is in disease condition. So we are also expansion and chief internal potency, chief pleasure potency of the Lord, or chief expansion of the pleasure potency is Radharani, Haladini Shakti. And Lakshmi also expansion of Radharani. So therefore, Lord is not impersonal. He is personal. He has a feeling. Anandamaya Bhasya. He is full of bliss, full of knowledge, full of eternity. Although he is not of the material world, he is much more than simply a negation of material vegetatedness. He is positively supreme enjoyer of spiritual vegetatedness, of which Lakshmi, the internal potency, is the fountainhead. So he is not a material world. He is not of the material world. See, he is not like when Lord wants to enjoy, he will not enjoy Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, he expands himself because his spirit. He do not want a spiritual variegatedness. He is the supreme enjoyer of the spiritual variegatedness, not the material variegatedness, of which Lakshmi is the internal potency, the fountainhead. In Kulasekara next address Lord as Varada, the bestower of benediction, because it is he alone can deliver to us the actual substance of spiritual bliss. So this is very important. Lord says that Varada means king of bestower of benediction, because nobody can bestow benediction as Supreme Lord, because he only can give us the spiritual bliss. There are so many verses in this regard in Bhagavatam regarding this, regarding the bestower of the things. There are so many devotees also praying like the prayer from the beautiful prayer from to my Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva say, Namasta Asisam Isam. Asisam means benediction. My dear Lord, you are the topmost of all bestower of benediction. So there are so many verses in this regard where it is mentioned that you are the best of benedictor. Even our Prahlad Maharaj also speaking while praying, that he say that yadi dasyasime kamam varam tvam varadasava. See, Varada Rishabha. So Varada Rishabha means, O Supreme Personality of God, who can give any benediction. Any benediction. So therefore he is called the bestower. Therefore Kulasekara has very nicely say that you are Varada. Varada means bestower of benediction, because spiritual bliss only given by the Lord. Nobody can give the spiritual bliss. When we detach ourselves from his association, we are always in midst of want and scarcities. But as soon as we get in touch with him, our gradual endowment with all bliss begins. First installment of bliss is the clearance of the layer of the dust that is accumulated in our heart due to millions of years of material association. So that is very important, because this material world is very dukkhalayam. very miserable. But as soon as you come in touch with the Lord, we are come in touch with the spiritual world, spiritual energy, Supreme Lord. So the spiritual bliss begins. First installment is that Cheta Darpana Mardhanam Mahabhava. We are suffering, we are miserable, we are so much morose on account of the infection. Supposing one is infected by some disease, he is morose. He is not happy, oh, I have got a disease, I'm happy, I'm having fun and frolic. No, I'm resting and relaxing. No, you are disease, you are hospitalized. So we are all disease. Material existence means disease, is a hospital. Hospital for the disease conditioned soul. So we are disease conditioned soul. So why we are diseased? Because we have got some infection, material infection, modes of material nature. So we are infected by the material consciousness. So when first thing that when you come in touch, just like a person who take one medicine, antibiotic or paracetamol, first thing is that it subside the infection. So subside the infection, the material consciousness. So he says that Cheta Darpana Marjana Mahabhava Davagni Nirvapana. First thing is Cheta Darpana, they clear the infection, clear the material consciousness. Mirror of the heart reflects presence of the Lord. As soon as we see him, we are automatically freed from all kind of aspiration, frustration. In that liberated state, everything is blissful in relation to the Lord. One has no desire to fulfill, nothing to lament about. Very nicely said. Because now we cannot see the Lord. Because dust, heart is infected. When infection is gone, we can see the Lord. When we see the Lord, our anchoring, everything gone. We have achieved everything. Nam labdacha paramalabha. We have got the highest point. We have reached our goal. So there is no lamentation. Brahma Bhutta Prasanatma na sochati na khankyati. There is no question of anything. Thus following the benediction, full spiritual bliss come upon us, and ushering in full knowledge, full life, full satisfaction with our whole existence. Then Sachidananda, we will regain our Sachidananda, full of bliss, full of knowledge, full of eternity. King Kulasekara next addressed the Lord as Dayā-para, he who is causelessly merciful, because there is no one but the Lord who can be a causelessly merciful friend to us. He is therefore called Dīnabandhu, the friend of the needy. Unfortunately, at times of need, we seek our. So, first of all, he is called Dīnabandhu, means he is the friend of the poor. He is Dayā-para. Dayā-para means very merciful, causelessly merciful. Aho bakiyam stanakar kutam. Jigyamsaya payadapi asabdilebhe gatim dhatre muchitam tatanyam kambadalyam saranam bardema kambadalya. Who can be so merciful? You are giving the mother status to Putana, who came to kill you. Who can be so merciful? No. Kambadalyam saranam bardema. Kambadalya. So many verses in this regard. How Lord is Dayā-para. Kripa parabara sajalla jalada sreni ruchira ramavani ramaswada mula pankiru. Kripa parabara, ocean of mercy. You are a kripa parabara, a Dayā-para. Lord is so merciful. Unfortunately, the friend of the needy. Unfortunately, at times of need, we seek our friends, the mundane world, not knowing that one needy man cannot help another. No mundane man is full in every respect. Even a man possessing the greatest riches is himself needy if he is devoid of relationship with Lord. Everything is zero without Lord. Who is the digit that transforms the 0 into 10, 2 0 into 100, 3 0 into 1000, so on. The zero man cannot become happy without the association of the Lord of the Supreme Lord. Very nice. Prabhupada has written. So even the richest person like Elon Musk, see Elon Musk, he got his child, his daughter, he told that when he got adults, the first thing he told that I have no relationship with my father. I want to estrange for my father. So even a rich person also needy. Because mundane world, everybody is bound by the ropes of material nature. Everybody is conditioned. So a conditioned soul cannot release another, just like a blind person. A blind cannot lead to another blind. A bound person cannot release another bound person. So therefore, unless all our so-called achievement is zero, because still we are in needy. When you attach with, when you attach 1 in the left of the 0, it has got value. Similarly, when you associate with the Lord, that time our needy will be no needy. Then we will not have needy. Na dhanam na janam sundarim. I am fully, I am content. I am content. One time the Alexander the Great, he was passing by and some saintly devotees were chanting or something. And Alexander the Great asked, what do you want from me? He told, you just get out from here because your shadow will disturbing my chanting. I am very content. I don't need from anything. So therefore, devotees are full content. Na dhanam na janam sundarim kavitam. They have no need of anything. They do not need anything. No desire. Supreme One always wants to make our zero effort valuable by his association. Just as a loving father always wants an unhappy son to be in a prosperous position. So Lord is always eager to see our prosperous position. Nama Brahmana Devaya Gur Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya. He is Jagadita. He always wants our prosperous. Just like an affectionate father. He always wanted to see his son in his prosperous position. Rebellious son, however, stubbornly refuses the cooperation of the loving father, then suffers all certainly. But a rebellious, obstinate son, he doesn't want to reconcile. Therefore, he suffers. We are like this rebellious son. We have torn away from the Lord. As a result, we are suffering. This is stated in these beautiful verses that Janasya Krishnad Vimukhasya Daivada Dharmasilasya Sudukkitasya. Janasya Krishnad Vimukhasya. When you are Vimukha means we turn away from the Lord, then we are suffering in this material. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhagavancha kare nikatastha mayatre chapatiya. Krishna bhuli, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also say a very nice verse. What is that? Anadi bahirmukha, Krishna bhuli se jiva anadi bahirmukha ateva mayatare de sansara dukha. Forgetting Krishna, the living entity, has been attracted by external feature from time immemorial. Therefore, the illusory energy Maya gives him all kind of misery in his material existence. So, therefore, Prabhupada is saying that we have being rebellious, stubbornly refuses the cooperation of loving father and thus suffers all sort of misery. The Lord therefore sends his bona fide representative to all part of the material creation and sometimes even comes himself to reclaim his fallen son. For this purpose, he also exhibits the actual life in the transcendental world, which is characterized by relationship with him, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, and consorthood. All relationship in the material world are but perverted reflection of this original relationship. So Lord sometimes send representative to reclaim this rebellious son, to make a reconciliation, to bring back to him. Sometimes he comes himself. He teaches Bhagavad Gita. Also he acted so many pastime in relationship with servitude, neutrality, servitude, in parenthood, consorthood, like this, to attract us. Krishna has so many pastime. In Vrindavan he showed also. He come here, in Vrindavan he showed that how the loving reciprocation between his friend, between his servant, between his mother, father, between his girlfriend, and in Dwaraka between his wife. So he showed all the loving relations so that we will be attracted to him. In the mundane world, we experience only the shadow of reality which exists in the spiritual world. It's a shadow. Our relationship is just either naturally abrupted or unnaturally abrupted. At the time of death, the temporary relationship will be severed, cut off. Sometimes unnaturally, also cut off by divorce or by some problem. So therefore, it's a shadow reality of spiritual world. Spiritual world, everything is eternal relationship, but here temporary. The all merciful Lord is always mindful of our difficulty in the mundane world. He is more eager to get us return home back to God than we are eager to go. He is by nature merciful to us, despite our rebellious attitude. Even in our rebellious condition, we get all our necessary from Him, such as food, air, light, water, warmfulness. Yet because we have detached ourselves from Him, we simply mismanage this paternal property. So the very important point is say that just like a prisoner transgresses violates the law of the land, and he was being prisoned. Still, the government is maintaining accommodation, prasad, food, shelter, cloth, everything has been provided for his maintenance and reformation. Similarly, although we have torn away being rebellious from the world, Lord is still maintaining us by creating this material world. But we misuse it, sufficiently provided, misuse it, mismanage it. Leader of the society, despite all their materialistic plans, misleader, but they have no plans to revive our lost relationship with Lord. As bona fide devotee, however, uh, try their utmost to broadcast the message of our transcendental relationship with Him. In this way, devotee work to remind the fallen soul of their actual position and to bring them back to home, back to Godhead. Such stainless servants of Godhead are very dear to Him. They receive such special favor from the Lord of their compassionate work that can even go back to Godhead in this very lifetime, not to be forced to take another one. Very nice word. Here it is Prabhupada is saying that, so he sends his representative, stainless servant of the Lord, to bring us back. He is very eager to bring us back, being a father, being an affectionate father, being a merciful father. Then we eager to go back. Lord is therefore next addressed as a Bhakta-priya, meaning he is very dear to his devotee, he is very affectionate to his devotee. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna say that very nicely describe his sublime and transcendental affection for his devotee. Therefore, Lord declares that although he is undoubtedly equal kind to all living beings, because all of them are part and parcel of him, are his spiritual son, those who are especially attached to him by love and affection, who regard nothing dearer than him, are particularly dearer to him. So important point. Lord say that samah sarvabhutesu. Lord, everybody is a part and parcel of the Lord. Everybody belongs to Lord. Lord belongs to everyone. So he is equal. He is not partial. He is impartial. But who is a devotee he is very attentive to him. Just like Prabhupada given example, a charitable person who is giving charity to everyone, maintaining so many children, orphan children. Don't you think that he will take care of more, attentively to his own child? It's obvious. A parents, they like the obedient children out of 10, 20. This is a obvious natural affection. So similarly, although Lord is impartial, but he is more attentive to his devotees. Example of such pure devotee is Lord Jesus Christ, who agreed to be mercilessly crucified. Why he is devoted? Because they are propagating, they are doing the business of the Krishna. Krishna's mission is to paritranaya sadhuna vinasya duskritam dharma sansthapanartha, to reclaim the conditioned soul. And they are doing this business. The devotees are propagating the Krishna consciousness everywhere. Just like Jesus Christ, who agreed to be mercilessly crucified rather than give us preaching on behalf of God. So these pure devotees are preaching on behalf of Godhead, inviting them to surrender to the Lord, come back to the Lord. He was never prepared to compromise on the issue of believing in God. Such a son of God cannot be other than dearer to the Lord. Similarly, when Thakur Haridas was told to give up chanting the holy name of the God, he refused to do so. The result that he was flogged in 22 market places. And Prahlad Maharaj persisted in disagreeing with his father, the great atheist Hiranyakashipu, thus voluntarily accepted the cruelties his father inflicted upon him. These are some examples of renowned devotee of the Lord who should simply try to understand how dear such a devotee are to him. So this devotee is a sacrifice. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, so they are very dear to me, those who are preaching this. Krishna says, Nacha manusyanam nacha tasmad manusyasya kasmin me priya kirtamaha bhavita nacha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there be ever be one more dear. So another verses also it is stated that my dear King Yudhishthira, the Brahmanas, especially those engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized and worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the three worlds with the dust of their lotus feet. Thus, they are worshipable even for Krishna. See how exalted position. Therefore, Krishna is very dear. Krishna says, nobody so dear than those who are preaching this, preaching the glories of the Lord. Lord has emphatically declared that no one can vanquish his devotee under any circumstances. A good example is Ambrish Maharaj. When the great mystic Yogi Durvasa deliberately attempted to take the life of Ambrish, the Lord suitably punished the Durvasa, even though he was a powerful yogi who could approach all the demigods, even the Lord himself. Sometimes even at the risk of having to cross many stumbling blocks, a devotee relinquishes all family connection, homely comfort for the Lord's service. Can the Lord forget all the sacrifices of his bona fide devotee? No, not even for a moment. For the relationship between Lord and his devotee is reciprocal. As he clearly says in Bhagavad Gita, whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also friend. A devotee is never as eager to see the Lord as he is to render service to him. Very important point. First point is Lord will never give up the person who is dedicated wholeheartedly to him. In this verse also Krishna say that since pure devotee give up their homes, wives, children, relatives, riches, even their lives simply to serve me without any desire for material improvement in this life or in the next, how can I give up such devotee at any time? So Krishna will never give up because the devotee have taken up all the risk, given up all comfort to serve the Lord. So here Prabhupada saying that a devotee is never eager to see the Lord as he is to render service to him. So devotee do not want, doesn't matter, I don't want to see, okay, fine, but I want to render service. Wherever they are, they want to render service. Yet the Lord does appear before his devotee, for he is just like an affectionate father, who is more eager to see his son than the son is to see him. No contradiction in such a quantitative difference in affection. Such a disparity exists in the original reality between the Lord and his devotee, and is reflected here not only in the relation between parents and children in human society, but even in the animal kingdom. Parental affection is exhibited even among the royal animal because originally such affection in its fullness exists in the Lord, the original father of all species of living beings. When a man kills the animal God, the affectionate father, is perturbed and is pained at the heart. So the slaughter of the animal is suitably punished by the material energy, just as the murderer is punished by the government in the police station. So Lord says that it's just like it's a natural actually. It's a natural because his father, and father is more affectionate than the son affection to his father. Father is more affection to the son. And it is Prabhupada say it is manifested in an animal kingdom. Therefore, those who are killing animal, Lord also pain at the heart, because Lord is also animals also part and parcel of the Lord. He also belongs to the Lord. By the mercy of the Lord, a devotee develop all good quality of God, for a devotee can never remain in darkness of ignorance. A father is always anxious to impart knowledge and experience to his son, but the son can choose whether to accept such instruction. A submissive devotee become automatically enlightened in the all intricacy of knowledge, because the Lord from within dissipates his ignorance within the self-illuminating lamp of wisdom. The Lord himself instructs the devotee, how can he remain foolish like mundane wranglers? So Lord say that my devotee will never perish, because why? Lord say in this verse, Kipram bhavanti dharmatma sastras santim nigachanti konteya pratijani. No, not this verse. Krishna say that those who are devoted to me, I give all intelligence. Tesam ivhanukampartam aham ajnana jantamah nasayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvasto. Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their heart, destroy the shining lamp of knowledge, the darkness born of ignorance. So Lord always wanted to impart knowledge and dissipate the ignorance from the son. As a father, he is naturally inclined to act for the good of his son. When the father chastises his son, that chastisement is also mixed with affection. Similarly, all the living entities who have lost their place in paradise due to disobedience to the Supreme Father are put into the hands of the material energy to undergo a prison life of the threefold misery. Yet the Supreme Father does not forget his rebellious son. He creates scripture for them like Vedas and Purana in order to revive their lost relationship with him, awaken their divine consciousness. Intelligent person take advantage of the knowledge and content in the scripture, thus attain the highest perfection of life. So although we are rebellious, we have turned away from the Lord, we are imprisoned in this material world and suffering. Lord remembers us because he is a father. He remembers, and he created the atmosphere. He created this material world. He sent his representative. He comes personally. Also, he created this Veda, Purana, all the scripture, Grantha, the scripture, so that we can get knowledge and get out from this material suffering. It's stated in these verses also. In these verses, it says that Maya Mugdha Jivera Nai Sortha Krishna Gana, Jivera Kurpa Kaile Krishna Veda Purana. The forgetful living entity or conditioned soul have forgotten their relationship with Supreme Lord. They are engrossed in thinking of material activity. Just to transfer their thinking power to spiritual sky, Krishna the Jagan-nivāsa has given a great number of Vedic literature. So Lord himself come as a come and compile all the things, Veda Purana, to impart knowledge and revive our Krishna consciousness. For his devotee, the Lord personally descend to the world to give them relief and save them from the insane act of miscreants. It is foolish to try to impose the limits of an ordinary living being upon the unlimited potential of the Godhead, and obstinately maintain that Supreme Lord cannot descend. To mitigate his devotee's material pang, he descend, and he is not affected by material quality. So here it is said that the Lord descends. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sudama paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya duskritam dharma sansthapanartha sambhavami. The Lord descends for the sake of his devotee, to protect his devotee. At the same time to kill the miscreants who is disturbing the devotee, and at the same time to establish Krishna consciousness. And he descends. One cannot argue why you descend. You cannot limit. He is omnipotent. He is not his swarat. He is independent, And but he is not limited. When he comes, he doesn't come although he appears to be like Krishna, appears to be like human form, but he is not like ordinary human form. He comes in Atma Maya. He knows his own spiritual body. As soon as person agrees to surrender unto the Lord takes complete charge of him, satisfied with the activity of such a devotee. He gives him instruction within. Thus, the devotee becomes pure, advance on the path of back to God. Lord is expert in guiding such pure devotee who is not at all anxious for material superiority. A pure devotee does not wish to possess material world, nor does he want to great following, nor does he desire beautiful wife. For by the mercy of the Lord, he knows the insignificance of material happiness. What he very sincerely desired the heart to continue in the loving service of the Lord, even at the risk of taking birth. Beautiful. That's a Prabhupada's purport. Most of the devotee gave this verse lecture without even touching the Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada's purport is like a nectar, it's a gem. He says that devotees, those who are surrender, sarvadharman parityāja māmekam saranam, be surrendering to the Lord, then he takes care of everything. And the devotees who surrender, they do not want anything. Na dhanam, na janam, sundarim kavitam va jagadisakam. Mama janmani janmacha, never mind I take birth, but I should be engaged in the service. So many devotees, we say, there's a beautiful verses from beautiful verses by Vritasur. Vritasur say that I think 25 verse. He say a very nice verse. Nanakapristam na cha parameshtayam na sarva bahunam na rasadhipatyam Jogo siddhira punarbhavam va samagyasatva virahya kanke. Very nice verse. O my Lord, source of all opportunity, I do not desire to enjoy in Durvalok or heavenly planet or planet where Lord Brahma resides. Nor do I want to be supreme ruler of the all earthly planet or the lower planetary system. I do not desire to be master of the prowess of mystic yoga. Nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. See, very beautiful verse. Same thing Prabhupada is saying that pure devotees, they do not wish anything other than service. Mama janmani janmani sare bhavatad bhakti rahiti. When a neophyte devotee deviates from the path of pure devotion and wants to simultaneously enjoy sense gratification, discharge devotional service, the all merciful Lord very tactfully corrects the bewildered devotee by exhibiting for him the real nature of his material world. In the material world, all relationships are actually mercenary, but are covered by an illusory curtain of so-called love and affection. The so-called wives, husband, parent, children, master, servant are all concerned with reciprocal material forfeit. As soon as shroud of illusion is removed, the dead body of material so-called love affection is at once manifest to the naked eye. So Lord, sometimes what happens, the neophyte devotee who want Krishna, who want also enjoyment, wife, for them he many exhibit the real nature of material world, how it is so shaky, so flickering, how it is so illusory. So-called happiness with wife, children, all illusory. So that a devotee can realize, neophyte devotee can realize and detach from this illusory attachment. Lord expertly removes shroud of illusion from the neophyte devotee by depriving him of his material asset. The devotee finds himself alone in the midst of so-called relative. In helpless condition, he experiences the awkwardness of his so-called relationship with so-called wife and children. Remain financially ruined, no one loves him, not even his wife or children. Such a poverty-stricken devotee more perfectly fixes his faith in the Lord, and the Lord then delivers him from the fate of frustration. So it is said that when devotee is financially ruined, Lord has exhibiting. Lord want to remove the shroud of illusion. Therefore, he say that Jasyam anugrahami harisya dhanam. I take away all this financial thing, money, so that he will be ruined. When financially ruined means nobody loves, even his wife and children. Then he understood this reality, the dark reality, the blunt and blunt reality of this material world, material life, material relationship. Then he is more attached in a helpless condition. He will be more attached to the Supreme Lord. And this is the mercy, this is mercy in disguise. The entire cosmic creation is the Lord expert arrangement for the delusion of living being who try to false enjoy. Living being constitutional position is to be servant of the Lord, but in the transcendental relationship with servant Lord are in one sense identical. For the Lord also served the servant. Typical example of Sri Krishna becoming the charioteer of eternal servant Arjuna. Illusion mundane cannot understand the transcendental and reciprocal relationship between the Lord and his devotee. Therefore, they want to lord it over the material nature or cynically merge with absolute. Does the living being forget his constitutional position, want to become either the Lord or mendicant? Or such illusion or arrangement of Maya, Lord's illusory potency. Oh, what a purport! Such a beautiful purport and such a so much big purport. So here it is say that Lord created this universe to give us facilities so that we can reform. That is whole idea. The Lord of the creative energy is called Ananta-śayana. The material energy is impregnated by Ananta-śayana, Sesanaga. So he says that Nāga-śayana, Lord is Nāga-śayana. He sleeps on the serpent bed. Our Lord is known as Nāga-śayana. By his spiritual energy, Sesanaga sustains all the planetary system. Sesanaga or Ananta-śayana is called Balaram, expansion of Balaram. So Sesanaga is popularly known as Sankarsan, or that which keeps the balance by the law of magnetism. This is the law of gravitational force, Sankarsan. In scientific world, this feature Lord is referred to as the law of gravitation. But factually, this law which keeps all the planet floating space is one of the energy of the Lord. All the universe are born in exhalation of the Lord as he lies in Sesanaga. All of them are annihilated with the inhalation due to the function of creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the Lord. is celebrated by the name of Jagan-nivāsa, indicating that he is the supreme reciter of all universe. Because Jasyaika kalam, by inhaling, by exhaling so many creation of universe, when he inhaling, all will be wind up. Therefore, he is called Jagan-nivāsa. The hundreds and thousands of other names of Lord Vishnu, each one of them is powerful as the Lord himself. One can constantly chant the name of the Lord, thereby constantly associate with him. Therefore, there are no hard and fast rule of chanting his name. Any time, any stage, any life, one can freely chant them. But we are so unfortunate, we are too misled even to adopt this simple process. This is the way of Maya, Lord misleading energy. However, one can avoid her ways simply by always remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. King Kulasekara prays for this facility from Mukunda, Supreme Personality of God. So, see, chanting is so, Lord has so many names and chanting is so powerful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Namana Makari Bahuda Nija Sarpa Shakti Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrisita Bakutpa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdeyam Idisrim Ihadanu Nanuraga. I have no attachment. You have invested all your potency in your name. By chanting this name, we can bestow all benediction, but we have no taste for this. We have no attachment. Anuraga, raga means attachment. We have no attachment for this because of Maya, illusory energy. Therefore, the King Kulasekara is praying to the Lord, my Lord, give me the facility so that every time I am chanting, I will not be obstructed by the Maya, because Maya obstructed. There's a beautiful verse in this regard. He says that it is stated here that terrified, about to die, man collapsed on his bed. Although his voice is faltering, he is hardly conscious of what he is saying. If he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of his body blockers and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in this age will not worship the Supreme Lord. This is unfortunate. Maya has covered us. So therefore, we should follow these prayers of Kulasekara, lower Kulasekar Maharaj, King Kulasekar, that once we also should pray that because of Maya, our chanting has been interrupted, disturbed, intervened, broken, checked. Therefore, we should pray to the Mukunda that please give the facility so that I can repeatedly chant your name. So what a beautiful prayer and wonderful purport by Srila Prabhupada. So this should be our thing. This should be our prayer to the Lord. Let me always chant your name repeatedly. Thank you very much. Mukunda-mālā-stotra ki jai. Kulasekara Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.